Come on, Kostas. Do you want to do the grand opening?
Yes, absolutely. So,
come here to the camera.
Should I come to the camera? Can
come
people
here.
see
Come
me?
close, yeah.
Okay. Well, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Kostas Yfantis. I work in LAS, and I have the pleasure today of introducing the speaker for today's presentation, Apostolos Pliassas, who is a seasoned graphic designer, content creator, and video producer, and a community member. And yeah, thank you to Seattle for hosting and all the participants. And without further ado, I'll pass the mic to Apostolos.
Thank you, Kostas. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here. I mean, I will just give my perspective on the generative AI. I mean, each one of us has a different experience, and it's something that each one of us will use if don't use it for, I mean, a lot up to that point. So I think in this presentation, we can go and dive deeper on how generative AI can make our lives better, and we can use specific tools in order to have the best results. So I named this presentation as a generative AI Matchmaker Showdown because I believe if you know how to use the tools, you can have the best results on any task you want to achieve. So in general, generative AI transforming how we write, how we research, how we do code, how we communicate, and how we think in general. So especially universities are the epicenter of this change, and students, faculty, and staff are all engaging with AI tools. And the more you know and the better you know how to use them, the better results you can have. So the goal of this talk is to help and make you smarter on how to choose, the best tools in order to have the best results. So let's start. I mean, of course, we'll talk for the major, tools that we have right now. And let's start with the introduction and what is the point of this presentation. So generative AI is, as we all know, transforming how we learn and how we write or work. And the thing is, why generative AI matters so much on how we create content or how we do whatever, in the university or as our professors, teachers, or faculty. The thing is, many people don't know which tool to use based on the task that they have. And this is something that needs experience. You have to try and fail many times in order to find the right tool. So in this presentation, we'll try to give one perspective and how we can use these tools in the best way possible. So by matching the right tool to the right task and save time and be more efficient, or potentially save some money if you have businesses or whatever, and we use it for this way. So who am I and why I'm caring so much about generative AI? I mean, I started, like many of you probably, since 2023 to be very involved with AI because I saw a potential on how can I create a better content, how I can be better on what I do, and how I can make more of my time. So I'm a content creator, as Kostas said. I'm doing graphic design, video editing, and many other creative stuff as well as art. And in this fast-moving environment that we live, AI technology is growing very fast. So the more you know and the better you will know how to use them, the better for yourself and for your career or whatever you do. I would like to start with a timeline of generative AI. You might have seen something like that, but in order to have a perspective of how everything started, in 2019, for example, the ChatGPT, the GPT-2 language started. I mean, for the public, many of us didn't work on this language back then, but it's something that we have to understand how this thing started, and it was very early and very, very important to understand the possibilities of that. In 2021, a rapid advancement happened and led to wider adoption across many different industries. In 2023, these models emerged with unique capabilities, and of course, November of 2023, ChatGPT became more known to the public. But also in 2024, many people realized that AI can have many applications in many different industries, and many people start to pay closer attention to what is happening. Now that we're in 2025, we see every single day that AI goes deeper in more, things that we do daily, from chats that we communicate with different businesses up to how we create content, or maybe for, for the school or for the university is very important. And they say, I don't know if that's accurate, but they say that the future of AI is how, I mean, especially 2026, is how to control it, because now is in a point that data, we don't know how they're being used, or, how this whole AI revolution will go forward. And they say that also the future will bring models that we can do unbelievable things. And I'm so excited for this, to experience that. So today we cannot talk, of course, for all the languages, because there are so many, and it's so big, this topic. I mean, it will take years, or I don't know how much time to go deep on that. So we'll start and explore some major generative AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, and of course, if you have seen the presentation that happened, I think it was June, for the UI, the chat.
Copilot?
No, the Illinois chat.
The Illinois chat.
Yeah, yeah, it was a very good presentation, and I think it's a very good model to use, especially if you want something to be secure and not to have data leaked or whatever. We'll talk about that later in this presentation. So let's first meet the contenders. For for example, the tools that we'll start discovering is the ChatGPT, the GPT 4.0, that right now is the current language, which is very good in creative writing, coding, tutoring, and especially the strength is versatility, reasoning, and multi-modal. So the weakness is sometimes is hallucinations. I have faced this several times, and sometimes it's too long for a niche, or it's not very accurate. Sometimes you cannot find the right answer using ChatGPT, but it's pretty good, and probably one of the best that you can use. Claude by Anthropic is also very good. I'm using it for content creation, or for ideas, or for brainstorming, and I think it's something that you can use also for long document summarization, or academic tone, to use it for things that are very long. I mean, for long text, and it's pretty accurate, and I have seen that it's very good, and probably much better than ChatGPT in my experience. Yeah.
We had a question from the audience who just wanted to know what's hallucination mean.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, sometimes the answer that you get is not exactly what you were expecting from the question that you made. So I don't have a specific example, but I think how to explain that. Yeah.
It makes up stuff.
I mean, yeah, conclusions that don't make a sense, something like that, or stories about something that it doesn't come so close to the reality. Let's say it like this. I don't know if I try to explain it well, but it's every case is different, and every question gives you different results. So it's not so easy. I mean, if you try and experiment with a ChatGPT, you can sometimes understand that. Claude, which is very good, as I said, for me is very good for brainstorming, or for content creation, and as we said, for long form documents. Some weaknesses are that is less imaginative, or it doesn't have so much. If you try to get more ideas than ChatGPT, sometimes it's not very helpful. Gemini, it's also very good. I'm using it a lot because it has very good visual reasoning, and also the Google ecosystem probably it helps it make it stronger and have better, results when you type specific or ask specific questions. Also, it's very good. The strength is very good for image and file support. And as I say here, the weakness is sometimes is inconsistent logic, which is something similar to what ChatGPT does. I mean, it's early days, so probably that's the reason. I don't know if many, Mistral, and you have used that. It's an open source. It's very good, and It's good for privacy if you expect from the one from the university, which is the best in my opinion. But if you want something off that you can use it offline and it has the best privacy, this is maybe a good option. But in my opinion, it cannot even reach something similar to ChatGPT or Claude or something like that. Perplexity is also a very good one. It's very good for web research or answers or for research for papers or whatever you want to do. It's pretty good, and the answers are very accurate. But always you have to check and to see or to match or to do a research if the answer is relevant or accurate or whatever. Copilot that I know the U of I uses a lot, it's also a very reliable source. It's from Microsoft and it's very, very, very well built AI system. And of course, it's very good for emails. Most of the people I know, they use it for, writing emails or spreadsheets. But it has also many weaknesses, like it's not even close like ChatGPT for creation stuff or for brainstorming and this kind of stuff. Grok, which is something that many don't know or they haven't used, is a very good generative AI for social media or something that is relevant to the present. I mean, for news or something that has to do with social media. Sometimes it's very good. Sometimes it doesn't have academic background, so it's not the most accurate if you want to use it for academic use. That's for sure. Before we continue, I just want to say here about the development timeline and how we reached that point that we are right now. In 2020, ChatGPT launched Revolution Conversational AI, which was something incredible back then. Then Claude introduced enhancing generative capabilities significantly. And then Gemini in 2022 released Focus Multimodal Understanding, which was amazing. And then today, as we emerge, many new models are being created for niche tasks. I mean, depending on what you do. Now, I saw a few days ago many different languages that they are specifically for content creation or for AI generation. I mean, there are so many coming every day, which is very difficult to keep up and know exactly what they do. So now let's go to the core capabilities showdown and how these AI systems, I mean, languages can help us understanding where to use them or not. Of course, when you write or brainstorming ideas or anything creative or deep thinking, let's say something like that, I would definitely choose ChatGPT or Claude. I think for me, are the best if you want to do creative job or if you want to do something probably for academic research, maybe it's good. I don't know if I haven't used it so much for this reason, but it's very good for writing and brainstorming, definitely. For summarizing, as we said before, I think Claude and Gemini are the best because the way they summarize and the results that we are getting are very accurate and very good, much better sometimes than ChatGPT for summarizing. Coding and debugging, again, ChatGPT and Gemini. Data tasks, Copilot, probably you have used that many times and it's very good, and ChatGPT, the Pro version. Which is very good for real-time knowledge and social media related is very good. Perplexity and Grok as well. I mean, Perplexity is good, but Grok I think for social media related content is much better. For multi-modal input, Gemini and ChatGPT is the best. And for creative storytelling, I don't think there is something better than ChatGPT or to start putting down ideas, because with ChatGPT and Gemini, if you combine these two, sometimes what I'm doing is I'm getting ideas from ChatGPT, I'm transferring them to Gemini, and I'm going back and forth with these ideas, and the results that I'm getting are incredible. I mean, especially to the creative side, is very good. Yeah.
Sorry, one question, Apostolos, about multimodal input. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was experimenting with Copilot, and I found out that for U of I users at least, it can generate, 2 weeks ago, there was a limit of 5 images
Yes.
for use.
Mhm.
And that's like image output. Like, what's best for creating images, and are there limits?
The last few months, most of them, they're trying to increase that, but I think right now, probably, that's a difficult question to answer because, most of them are almost the same right now. I don't think there is a big difference between them. So if I say something, it will not be equal or, fair to say that, because for image generation right now, many are competing for the top. So I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I mean, it's just trying and finding the best for you. Because for image generation, I think it's very early, in my opinion. I mean, whatever I have used, even if you use the ChatGPT one, what is the name? I forgot now. The ChatGPT is like, what? Sora, yes, exactly. It's pretty good, but most of the times it's better to have very, very good description. The more you become better to the description, the better results you get. But still, it's in early stages, in my opinion, and I haven't used it completely to say, I'm completely satisfied with the result. So, then as we said, for creative storytelling, I think ChatGPT and Gemini are the top. And then I would like to dive deeper and see some live examples or suggested prompts that I used, and you can also experiment with that. For example, if you want to summarize why, let's say, one random topic, why climate change is global concern in 3 bullet points, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity gives different answers based on the language that they have. For example, Claude gives concise, evidence-driven bullets, which is okay. ChatGPT gives fluent and balanced tone, which is a different perspective. And Perplexity includes citations, which is something more academic. So probably if you want to use it for academic purposes, maybe Perplexity in this case is better. Another prompt that I used, and you can also see the difference, is, for example, if you want to do something like a reasoning task or something like that. If a factory, for example, produces 120 units per day, how many in 8 weeks? Something, a simple question. So ChatGPT answers quickly and reliably. It's very, very quick and fast. But Claude sometimes gives slower or less confident responses because I think it's better for writing. I think Claude is better for writing, not so much for this type of tasks. But Gemini may need some work there. It's not good. Another prompt is to get a different tone. Let's say that you want to write something and you want a different tone or an alternative version of that. I mean, this ChatGPT, in my opinion, is one of the best. I haven't seen any other language to have such a good results as ChatGPT to this specific, prompt. Copilot also works very well, but inside the Outlook, it's kind of different. And Claude sticks more to the rigidity and original phrasing, which is more strict on the results that it will give you. Another scenario that we can see here is also marketing. I mean, if you need marketing student has a 120-page industry report to summarize, something a very simple task. Claude handles full text very well and with concise output. I mean, for this, I think Claude is very, very good. ChatGPT is very good, but sometimes, every time, I mean, if you try to give the same question multiple times or different times of the day, I have seen a difference, which is very weird. I don't know why it does that, but probably is the way that works. I don't know. So I think in this case, Claude is better. And Gemini is very useful if the report includes visuals or something like that, which is something nice because sometimes you want visuals or you want something to add also to the report or whatever. Another scenario that we can go here is like writing a grant proposal for something or a business proposal, or for example, if you want grad student drafting for bullet points, ChatGPT is very polished and persuasive tone with persuasive tone. Claude has a logical structure, but still lacks some, inspiration or, some creativity. Copilot is also one of the best of inside world. So if you use it by having the word, the application, I think is the best. Outside of that, I'm not so sure it's best. Another scenario that I have here is breaking down a Twitter thread, like if you want something from the news or you're doing a research on something and you want to summarize it from X, Twitter, whatever, X Twitter, let's say. So Grok, in this case, I believe it was one of the best. I mean, when sometimes, when sometimes you want to get news or, something that is happening right now and you want to implement this and use this, I think Grok has very good real-time integration, so it's very good for this reason specifically. For other tasks, I don't think it's really one of the best. I mean, okay. And Perplexity is very good for context and citations because this can give you also academic side of this specific thing, which is something that you can use in combination. So these scenarios can give you an idea on how you can get something from a specific language and take it to another generative AI, tool and use it by taking the data from the previous one. And also ChatGPT is good, but not the best in this case. For, professors or, teachers or whatever, I mean, I believe that, for example, if you want to convert 60-page paper into 5-minute lecture, you can do that. And the best is by using Claude. I think this handles long content very accurately. Perplexity is also very good because it can give you also the citations. So you can see what I'm trying to give you here is a combination of 3 different ones most of the times on how to get the best results, because by using just one, it's almost impossible or incomplete to have a very good result. So by using most of the time 2 or 3 different languages or models, you can have the best results. It might take some time, but it's really worth it, to experiment. And the more experienced you become and the better you know the tools, the better you can understand based on the task which tools to use or not. Then, I mean, this is something that I found online, it's what they say, a general rule, like if you have a task type like writing essays or papers or whatever, ChatGPT and Claude are probably the best tools to combine and have the best results. This is a general rule. I mean, it's not, very specific, but I think it's accurate. Summarizing research, Claude and Perplexity, this combination, I have used that combination many times, is very good if you want something related to science on, based on research or papers or whatever. For creating visuals, as you said before, but mostly for pictures, as they say here, Gemini, but you have to make very good prompts. The prompts make a difference. The longer the prompts and the more borders you set, the better the result is. So I don't know. I mean, I have tried Gemini and ChatGPT, and I cannot say which one is better for what reason, depending on the task. For creative, I think it's very good Gemini, to be honest, more than ChatGPT. For Excel, yeah.
One question, right, for scenario number 2, what do you mean by best if inside Microsoft Word for Copilot?
If you use Copilot, you can use, if you use Word, you can use Copilot within Word. Okay, so if you do it there, the results are better than trying to do it externally and try to add it later to Word, because it can read the whole document and can give you the best results. It's like when you start a thread, let's say to ChatGPT or whatever, you start a thread. The way you start the thread and the way you react to this thread every time you try to create a discussion or find out something, the better results you get. It's not like many people, they start a thread and they are creating a new thread, which is something, I mean, if you work in a specific topic, stay in that thread, which is the same like Word, and try to get the best out of this thread. Don't create another one, because I don't know, I know many people that they are confused a little bit with that, but it keeps the history, which is, gives you better results. So if you ask something, it might tell you, based on the previous questions that you made, this is the best results that you can get. I have seen this many times. So that's why I said mostly if you use it within Word app, depending on where you use it, to Office or whatever. So yeah, that's a very good point. So we're here. I mean, as I said, for creating visuals, I think Gemini and ChatGPT are the best. For Excel and data help, I think Copilot, which is not something that I have a very big experience. I want to be honest on that. I mean, I'm using some data, but I'm not the best person to ask about that. So, I mean, you have to experiment. But what they say online and what I'm seeing is that Copilot probably and ChatGPT are the best combinations for this specific task. For, as we said before, as you can see also here, they say for real-time questions, Perplexity and Grok are probably the best. And for everyday Q&A, I mean, for simple questions, even if you, I don't know, I made also this, I think we also made this together, Kostas. I mean, we once tried for a recipe or something, and we're comparing, I think, 2 or 3 different, I think ChatGPT was one of the best because for simple everyday tasks, if you use ChatGPT and Claude, I think is very accurate and very good. Probably the language is bigger and they have more data to use for this reason. But it's funny because ChatGPT can give you crazy answers on these simple questions. Anyway, so now let's go by seeing some matchmaking scenarios. This is the same that I used before, but now I did this to ChatGPT in order to show you how ChatGPT gives a different perspective of what I wrote before. Are the same scenarios, but look how Claude and ChatGPT react to every different, based on the different, languages. So, for example, to the first example is the same. A student research needs to digest 120-page report of an article. So Claude handles long text, long context, 200 tokens, concise and very well structured. But ChatGPT is very fluent and the language is polished and with, I can say it's more human sense feeling when you get the answer. So by combining this point, Claude and ChatGPT, as we said before, probably is one of the best. Or you can get it and then to edit it and make it yours. For this specific one, if you use Gemini, for example, it combines charts and it can give you also some figures or text reasoning, something that the other two don't give you. I mean, so if you take from the first two the result and then put it to the Gemini, I think that's the best combination, in my opinion. Maybe differs, based on the task, but in this case, I think that was the best scenario. If you want to write, as we said before, a grant proposal or a formal document, an official document or something, as you can see here, Claude gave strong organization and clarity, but ChatGPT gave an excellent tone, flexibility, and creativity. It was very creative on the way that did the writing. It was very persuasive. Also, Copilot here, it was very good, especially as we said before, based on the question, if you use it within Word, because it can see the whole document, and the more you have written, the better it is for the Copilot to help you with assisting you with better results. And then if we see something like related to social media, you will see that, I mean, Grok, it's always coming to the top, and especially if you want to use also in combination with Perplexity, you can get references or accurate Q&A, things that you haven't imagined to add in a social media thread or, to make it more complete, better. So ChatGPT in this case, it was just a simple one. It says here, configure your speaking language just to type OK, right? I want to say something. I cannot. It's okay. It's just a window. Anyway, then for where we were, yes, for TA or the example that we said before, to to give a 5-minute explainer, I think Claude was the best. And also, as we said, handled complex structured content. For visual support and formatting, Gemini was very helpful, and for integrating with Google Slides and Docs, it was the best. There's nothing better than Gemini. And Perplexity is very straightforward with search summaries. So let's see, two more here. I have for analyzing spreadsheet data. Here, Microsoft Copilot was similarly integrated with Excel functions. It works very well with Word, but I don't know, in my case, I don't use it so much, so I don't have very big experience. I mean, I've used it, but it's not, yeah.
We had a question online about, are there tools that can make slides?
They are actually what I tried. I also tried for this one, but I haven't used it finally. You can also, if you have a knowledge, have you ever used Canva? The Canva, which is now with the last, they had, I think, an event, a very big event. It was 1 month ago. I have watched a part of it, and they were trying to say that their future product, and they released a beta version of that related to AI. I don't remember which language they use, but by typing the type of the presentation that you want to have, it can give you great visuals and graphics that you can use. Probably it's not the best, but if you have some basic knowledge about graphic design, you can edit that, or you can use some graphics to your PowerPoint presentation and convert it to, because it's very good. For me, it's one of the best I have seen. I mean, for presentations, ChatGPT is not good, in my opinion. I mean, it's not good. I don't know if you have experience. Do you have an experience with presentations to create your slides with
Yes.
graphics and animations? Or
I just actually put it in the chat. Copilot sometimes.
yeah, someone says about Copilot right now. So
Yeah, when you ask it to help you proofread a document or a chunk of text, it will actually offer, if you wanted an alternative format.
But have you tried to say?
Yeah, it generated 12 slides based on something I shared. I reviewed it. I promised I didn't use it. But it was a very.
It's kind of weird sometimes, or the pictures are not so accurate. I mean, the graphics are somehow like AI generated. I mean, it's still in early ages, but I think it will become better as the time passes. But in my opinion, if you want to experiment, just try this. I mean, if you have a pro account to Canva, I think is one of the best to experiment for presentations. Maybe it can give you a start, a good visual for the beginning, and take it from there and move forward and, convert it, because you can do that from there and then convert it to PPTX. What is the format? And
that's one of, let's say, allow me to add my uses of AI. Sometimes when I'm stuck, right, getting started on a task, right, if it's creating a presentation, writing a proposal, we say, right, that the start is half of everything in
exactly.
culture, but it's definitely of great assistance, has been.
So I will tell you it's not a secret sauce, but what I'm doing most of the times, if I want, for example, to do, let's say like this presentation, sometimes if you want to do the brainstorming, I'm starting with ChatGPT. Then I'm using Claude for improving what ChatGPT said. So I'm taking what ChatGPT, the results of ChatGPT, and I'm importing them to Claude. And then based on that, I use it to create a presentation or something like that. So that's a good way. I have a question here that I think that I should answer. How can I go to see the previous questions? Can I? Yeah. Because I think I missed some.
I think you're fairly caught up, but there is one about, are there libraries for code for ChatGPT?
Oh,
analyze
yes, thank
data
you.
That
similar
could
to
describe what's on here, so just be careful where your pointer is.
Yeah. I will try to answer as many as possible, but which one? You said the libraries for code to analyze
That's the
data.
one that had,
Yeah.
that we didn't ask.
I cannot answer to that question. I don't know how, to be honest, because I don't want to give an answer that I'm not so sure, because to analyze data, I know some people, depending on the topic, it's different. For if you are an academic and you are working with something like how to say, I mean, something about literature or something like that, probably ChatGPT is good, probably. Maybe Claude is better, but I'm not so sure about that because, depending on the task, you have to experiment and see which language is better for what you want. I'm sorry that I cannot answer very, very well to this question. Another one, Jamie says that Urbana campus has free access to Microsoft Copilot with data protection, but the Copilot that's built into the office, I mean, yeah, we know that. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if we can do something. Yes, about another question, I'm guessing other tools do not come with data protection. That's right. That's why I recommend to use the Yfantis chat because I have some, I mean, if you haven't seen that presentation, which was very good, what was the name of the presenter? I forgot. Oh, yes, you were here. Yeah. He gave a very good presentation explaining how this AI works, and it's very good because you can use different languages. I have experimented a little bit, but it's very good, and I think it would be better as the time passes. So you can go ahead and, it's a UIUC dot chat, something like that, and you can find it. And you can, by going to settings, you can choose the language that you want, and you can experiment with that. Another question here. Yes, someone says that has recordings that can offer for a future meeting. Okay. Okay. I think we're good for now. I will continue in order not to spend so much time because we don't have time. So we're here. I mean, in which example where I think we're okay. Now we're to the 6th, right? Yeah. So if you start a brand or a campaign or a video concept, this is very complicated, especially the video concept. I'm struggling with this. It's very difficult. But as I told you, I have it also here for idea generation. ChatGPT, probably for the start, for the beginning, for the brainstorming, is one of the best. Or just to get the best ideas and then, exploring these ideas and go deeper. For visual exploitation, probably Gemini and ChatGPT are the best, as you can see here, and we said about Q&A and trends. The last one that I have here is if you want help with concept, with homework, or general question, as we said before, ChatGPT is the clear winner in my opinion, most of the times. But also Perplexity is very light, as we said, for academic or cited sources or whatever. For deep technical answers, also Claude is very good, especially as we said also for academic style, as well as Perplexity. And here I want to mention about the risks and the responsibility that we need to have when we use something happened here with my PowerPoint, but it's okay. I mean, when we use the AI models, I mean, some key considerations is, as we said before, the hallucinations that you might face, or it's very good and very important always to verify the outputs or the results that we are getting, because some people, they just want to use whatever they get in order to save time, or they don't want to spend more time. Of course, we have to know that this is AI generated, so it's trained data. And the privacy, as we said before, that's why I said about UI/UC chat. If you care and it's something very sensitive, or it's a research, or it's a paper that you are working, probably UI/UC is the best choice for you, and try to experiment with that, because especially I have used this, how we say, the Queen, this language. It was very good. Have you used that? It was good. It was an open source, but pretty reliable. I really like that language. It was very good. And also Llama, that probably many of you have an experience. And DeepSeek, it was good, but in my opinion, ChatGPT is my favorite. I don't know, for some reason. Each one of us has, preferences. here, something else that I would like to say is if you have any questions, we can go ahead with your questions. We have some time. As I said before, there is no best generative AI that you can use, but it's only based on your task and depending on what you do, it's good to experiment and to understand what is the best for your situation. So I encourage, of course, experimentation and awareness on whatever you do. But a very good quote that I can say here is knowing how to match the right AI tool to the right task isn't just efficient. It might be a career-changing thing or an advantage in comparison to others because many people know about, generative AI languages or, tools or how to use ChatGPT, but they don't know well how to use it or they don't combine. They just stick with one and they stay with this no matter the task or whatever. So by experimenting, what I'm doing, especially to my Mac, I can give you one hint. I found that by having, to Safari, for example, and probably to many other browsers, you can minimize if you open, for example, one page, you can minimize it in a small one. So I have I can show you probably that. Can I share my Safari? I think I can, right? So do you see how I have them here? Oh, no.
Yeah, just need to drag it over. Wait. It's like a second monitor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I think it's set to your right.
Yeah.
On your Mac.
On my Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, so
Yeah. It's recognized as a second display, so it might be you have to drag it to the right.
let's see. Now, no, right? Oh, here? Yeah. So if you can see here, for example, but now I cannot take it goes to the other side. I know why. Because I had an external monitor from that side, so now it confused me. Okay. Here, for example, I have I don't have internet, but I have ChatGPT to this one. I mean, Sora, which is something that I use, also Gemini. I mean, this way, if you organize them in this way, I don't know if you have ever done this, but in my case, this helped me a lot because I have all the tools together, and every time I'm taking something from one page, I can transfer it to another page fast and then I can have results very fast. So that's a good hint if you want to use it. So I can bring this back, right? So now I don't remember how to bring it back. Probably I have to take this and bring this. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay.
There is a question
Mm-hmm.
in the chat. It's hidden. Why did you present these specific AI language models most frequent? Sorry, I got a bunch of stuff popping up in my way. Okay, so why did you present these specific AI language models? Most frequent, best for in your daily role, or most popular in society?
There are so many models that you can dive deep. So I don't know. I mean, for me, these languages work well and for most of the people. So that's why I tried because, it's not niche languages, but, they are languages that you can use for most tasks, in my opinion. So, I mean, if you use a different language model or whatever, I mean, it's something that whatever works best for you. So I couldn't say for every for every language it will take so much time. So I mean, it was just in my perspective, and probably it helped you at some point. So I'm not an expert, or I'm just a regular person that I'm doing content creation job, and I'm trying to have the best results on what I do, and probably some of the things that I said might help you also to your tasks and your work. Let's see some more. What about Illinois chat? We mentioned that. We said it's very good. Go ahead and try it. It's pretty good, and you can choose different models and experiment with that. Probably they can find also the presentation that he gave online. I don't know.
It will be repeated on July 10th as well.
It will be repeated in July 10 if you want to watch again that presentation, which goes deep, very deep to how this Illinois chat works. I recommend you to you can find links to Summer of AI, and from there you can join the presentation. Someone else says that I believe we can also trust Illinois chat, of course. Still working with Illinois chat. Okay. Yeah, if you want to give a feedback, I don't know. I mean, I hope I helped you.
I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
It's a multiple part question. So first of all, the tools that you presented, have you been working with the free versions or the paid, subscription license for each one of them?
Yeah, actually, the graphics, because, I'm a visual person, first of all. So in the past, I tried with the free ones, but it's not so, I mean, the things that you can do with the free ones, it's not so easy. I mean, maybe simple stuff or simple graphics and visuals, but nothing, crazy. But in my case, what I used are premium. I mean, I have premium accounts in many different, I mean, I can recommend you many different things, but also depends on, what you want to do. If you want for graphic design or, for graphics in general, even Canva can be good. The pro version, the free version doesn't give you so many options. But if you want something, what is the other one that I'm using a lot? I forgot the name. It doesn't come to my mind. I will think about it. I will remember it. There are many different kinds that you use.
Follow-up point I was going to make and ask another question is, as far as I understand, these tools range or are on the order of about $25 per month, yes?
Yes, approximately.
Approximately 25.
Which
So-
is nothing, in my opinion, for what you can do and what you can achieve,
Yes, but for some people, they could be cost prohibitive. But my question is knowing how energy inefficient these tools are, do you foresee, and I'm asking you to perform a speculation here a little bit, do you think that the cost of these tools will come down eventually or go up even higher? Or what do you think the future of generative AI and the license models and for the premium versions anyway is?
I think that it will come down, to be honest, but some features may be more expensive. For example, if you want some niche products, because what I'm seeing right now, and probably you have seen it as well, is that companies, they're businesses, so they want to make money. It's obvious. So what they're trying to do is to pick a niche and try to create the best AI for specific niches. So in this case, probably the prices will be expensive, but the result that you will get probably is the best that you can find. So in some cases, I think for the general public, it might be cheaper in the future, but for some cases, it might be more expensive. And some people, they believe that by using just, AI, they can do everything. If you know how to use AI, I think you can get the ideas. For me, it's the best for ideas, not for implementing full tasks, because that's not very, and it's not you after one point, It's like that you're trying, especially to the graphic design environment, what many graphic designers are trying to say, that it's not like that AI cannot replace graphic, but cannot replace the imagination. The imagination is something that is very difficult to replicate or, recreate. So I don't know. So that's why I believe that probably it would be cheaper, but in most cases, more expensive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And on this question of ChatGPT and subscription services, there's also some conversation online. My understanding is that Tech Services is also working on a contract with ChatGPT. I think that will give us access to purchase ChatGPT licenses with data protection. So the way I understand that is we're gonna have a U of I ChatGPT cloud And whenever we do prompts, we share information, it's gonna be stored in that protected cloud.
So it will be secure. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it
but
will
it's
be
not
amazing.
available yet. My understanding again is it's gonna be available through the web store for units to buy, okay, for their staff and faculty, etc.
But to be honest, after I saw your presentation, I searched about the Illinois chat. I mean, I was surprised because if I was a student right now, or a faculty member, by using this AI tool is amazing. I mean, the more you understand it, the more you know how to communicate and reply to. I mean, you can get unbelievable results by having secure connection. I mean, not your data to be leaked or whatever. So I think it's what UFI does here is unbelievable, in my opinion. So I'm very happy to see that. Yeah.
Thank you, Apostolos. And I just want to comment on a question like Mary Beth, right, brings up the issue of equity and that not all students, right, will be able to pay from premium versions of things. So that's why, I mean, I'm grateful that the university has
Yeah, exactly.
available. To
Gave a
students.
solution to that. Yeah.
And I wonder also, Apostolos and Mary Beth and everybody, if our library system in town might be like all able to offer some solution for community members not affiliated with the U of I, right? To offer some sort of an above the basic subscription, right, access levels.
Probably many people, as I can understand, is that they are facing this issue. Like when you try to use the free versions of every language, the results that you are getting are pretty bad if you want something specific and you want something, professional, not a simple a recipe or something. So, and if you compare the pro versions, but they did that for a purpose, they want to sell. So I don't know if you use AI for professional things or, for something that you want to be very good and accurate, probably the pro version is the only way. I mean, I cannot give a recommendation of an AI tool or a language, even if it is an open source, that can be so reliable for every task or for academic use. So I think we are going down as the discussion goes to UI/UX chat. So I think that's the best option that you have right now, and probably it would be the best as the time progresses. So yeah, that's for me. I mean, I don't know if you have any other questions that we can. Yeah.
I was reflecting, so I think the previous question was what looking into the future, if you see the costs coming down, or I'm also wondering if looking into the future, some of these tools are going to merge, and each tool will just become more robust. So this kind of analysis you have done about which tools are have
Eliminate.
strengths.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. I would probably just have to go use your presentation as a cheat sheet to figure out like what am I trying to do and what is best. But I think maybe down the line, maybe we'll have a narrowing of the
That's true.
market with some.
It's already happening that. I mean, have you seen how Apple implemented ChatGPT in their systems, in the way they did it? I mean, for example, if you try to type something or I use Safari, so that's why I know very well that, I mean, if you use Safari, it gives you the option of ChatGPT immediately without logging into ChatGPT. So this, what you are saying, is already here, but probably in the future it will be more visible, or you could see it much more in many different devices or applications or whatever. So yeah, I think the way leads there probably in the end. I don't know which model will survive or will become, but as it seems now, ChatGPT and maybe these languages are, and also Claude is very, very good. I didn't use Claude in the past, and the last half a year or so, I'm using it much more. I mean, not equal that ChatGPT, but probably twice or three times more than what I was using in the past, especially for creative stuff, for brainstorming or for ideas is very good. Or combining, for me, the best combination for ideas is ChatGPT and Claude. By far the best, in my opinion.
Creative purposes, everything is already starting to merge, especially Canva.
Canva, yeah.
You talked about, because you can initially, even the free version, you can just type in.
But you have specific tokens, if I remember well. I haven't tried the free version.
So you don't need tokens for the free version to use in Canva. You can
Really?
Type in.
I haven't tried the free version, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
The option, you can type in what you are creating. You can also get code from.
Yeah, exactly.
the Design. Unfortunately, once it creates the design, you have to actually go in and.
You cannot edit yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you can't, you can't replicate that same image because it starts hallucinating and creating new designs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can get the result, but probably you cannot edit the presentation or the whatever the creation it is. Yeah. I mean, I cannot show you right now because I don't have internet in this Mac now. But if you go, for example, if you want to use what she said, and I believe is very good, is you can use, you know, the app. I'm using the Canva desktop app, which for me is very, very accurate and it's very stable. The connection is very good. You can download it for Mac or Windows, whatever you use. So if you download it, you will see AI, chat AI, something like that, I mean, to the homepage. And then from there, for example, try to create something using AI. But I'm telling you, it's not very good yet. I mean, it's somehow okay, but not good. I cannot say good. Yeah. So thank everybody that you joined this meeting. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much.